what's up guys? Today's finally here where I can start building my small block 302 for my Fox Body Mustang that I got about 3 years ago now, and found out I had a destroyed motor. After a few blocks and finding out they were also bad, I finally got a good block. I'm gonna hone it myself, build it myself, no machine shop. This is like super budget. I got a few good parts, but I mean, just budget. I just want to drive the car, get it together. The rest of the car's not ready yet. We'll be working on that later. I finally moved, I got a shop, but the shop's not ready to be worked in yet. So I'm at work. We're gonna build the motor today, at least get started on it. This will be a multi-part video. I'm sure I'm gonna run into something where I can't finish this today. About a year, I've been slowly collecting parts, bearings, bolts, just everything that I need to throw this motor together. I've got my pistons cleaned. Like I said, budget build. We're reusing pistons, reusing the rods. I just cleaned them up the best I could. We're putting new bearings in. I got some head bolts. I'm not going studded. Timing, I got a book. I tore the block down last week. This is the block I'm using. It looks pretty good. Like I said, I'm gonna be honing it myself. A lot of the parts I got are budget. I'm not using a machine shop. This whole build is gonna be budget, reusing parts. I got new parts where I need them, but a lot of it's reused, just refinished. Clean it up the best as I can and run it. I'm not going for 1,000 horsepower here. I really just want to drive the car. I'll work on a better motor down the line, but for now I want to get the car together and just actually drive it. So these cylinders aren't too bad. They're a little glazed, but not bad. There's no ridges, nothing like that. I cleaned this one in preparation to hone it, and then when I was standing here, right before I did it, I decided to spin the honing tool and it exploded. So a trip to Napa later, we got a new one. I'm just gonna take some 30 weight cheap oil here, get the stones lubed, get the cylinders lubed. Like I said, I already cleaned this one. We're gonna not spin this unless it's in the cylinder this time. Nice oil. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna hit the speed. What do we think? One more round? Still a little shiny here. Doesn't look too bad. A little spot down there. Another one maybe up there. But to begin with, you couldn't, even without the glove, I can't feel a ridge here. There's not even a ridge at the bottom. Like I said, they're not too bad. I think just a light hone. And with the fresh rings, it should be good. I'm gonna clean these and we're just gonna go through all 8, doing the same thing. Cylinders are all honed. I ended up going back to cylinder number 5. There was just a little bit of shininess, a little spot that I didn't like, so I hit that one again. Those are all done. We're moving on to rings. The rings I bought need to be filed. The book tells me the gap needs to be 10 to 20 thousandths. Got the pack open, got the table laid out. Top groove ring, or set of rings. We put the first ring in, cylinder number 1, use a piston to get it squared. Now we're just feeler gauging it, and then we'll come over here, screw this ring file down to the table. We can file the rings on here. It's supposed to be 10 to 20 thousandths. All right, we've done all the rings. I'm not very happy. I thought I bought file to fit rings. I did not. I bought pre-fit, like pre-whatever rings where you're supposed to put them in. They are definitely above spec. 22 thousandths on this one. There's one that's real bad at like 26. I'm gonna run them though, because looser's probably better. Anyways, I'm just cleaning up the crank. We cleaned the block already. Got the bearings here. I'm gonna throw that in there, torque it down, and plastic gauge it. And hopefully that's okay. Hopefully it's just rings that are loose. Click. Plastic gauge on, caps are on, torque wrench at 21. We're gonna go in 3 steps. Torque wrench 2000.
All right, all that to now take it back off.
Okay, we plastic gauged everything. It's all like really good in spec. So I'm gonna pull the crank out, clean all this plastic gauge off of the crank and the bearings. Then we'll assembly lube it.
Yep.
Retorque it.
I get to yank all that off.
All right, I was really hoping to get pistons in, crank in today. Remembered that the cam should probably go in first because it's easiest, because you can hold it going through. And I forgot there's a freeze plug on the back of the cam, and I did not order those. So I have to order those. They'll be in later this week. And then, yeah, I guess I'll get everything at least super clean. In the meantime, throw some rings on the pistons, and then it should be ready to go together. All right, so I'm done with the engine. Like I said, I need freeze plug kit to put the cam in because I gotta pull that rear freeze plug out. So I'm done for today. I gotta wait till Wednesday. Today's Saturday, so I gotta wait a few days. But I've got my piston rings laid out on a table over there, and I'm in my shop for work, so I don't want them laying on the table for a few days. So I'm gonna throw rings on the pistons, and then that way I can keep them in my toolbox. Nothing will happen to them. They won't get thrown around or mismatched. Yeah, I'm just gonna use this piston ring plier. I got my top ring, my second ring, and oil. Gonna throw those together. I'll probably just time lapse this because it's gonna be a while probably. I'm not gonna orientate them today. Okay, future me here a few days later. The part you're about to see where I can't figure out why the oil rings don't fit on the pistons and the gaps were a little loose on the compression rings. It turns out I bought the wrong set of piston ring. I bought them on Summit. I typed in, 89 Mustang 5 liter and ordered the set of rings. They all were the same measurements, so I assumed that was right and I bought them. After I had this whole issue that you're about to see, we spent some time on forums, and turns out I need metric piston rings. So if you got an 89 HO 5 liter, this is the part number. This is the correct part number for the piston rings. That's the one that I bought. These are standard size. These are metric. I tested one already. I've confirmed that these oil rings fit on the piston properly. So I will, in the next video, we're gonna redo everything that I started doing in this video with the right rings. So we're gonna start that over. And then I also stopped because I forgot to order freeze plugs. I forgot there's a freeze plug behind the cam, and to put the bearings in, I have to pull it out. So I got some Dorman freeze plugs. Here's the one that goes behind the cam, this big one here. I haven't decided if I'm gonna put them all new ones in yet or not. I probably should, since I have them. The engine's out, it's here. Probably just do it. Okay, I'm starting to think I got the wrong rings in the box that I ordered. The part number on the box is correct for what I ordered, but the gaps on those were way off. The oil ring, I don't know if I can show this. Focus. Okay, see how there's a little lip right there? There's one on both of the ridges, this lip. It'll fit into the piston this way. right? But when you put it on, with that little bump up right there, prevents it from actually going into the piston. I don't understand. If it's this way, it's like they stamp these backwards, or turn them into a ring backwards. Yeah. So I think I need to order a new set of piston rings and try this again.